Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of this week's Coffee and Hero Show, taking you through the new single issues going on to the racks this week. So new releases hitting the racks, DC, Marvel, indie stuff, variants, all the good stuff. Pull lists are of course organised, ready for collection. So we'll jump straight in here, quite a lot to get through this week. So we'll kick things off with variant covers. So this week's release of Thundercats number 5, so we've got a few variant covers as always. So kicking things off with Gabriel Dell'Otto, continuing to do a series of character-focused variants there. We have Stephen Mooney, Irish artist, doing a variant cover as well. Stephen Mooney, I should say, is the interior artist for this issue as well. So Stephen Mooney doing a great Chitara variant there. We also have Declan Shelby, of course, doing covers himself. We've got both the foil variant cover for the Declan Shelby one, and then we've got the standard cover as well there with Lionel. As well as Thundercats this week, we've got Transformers this week as well. So to kick things off, we've got the 1 to 25 incentive, a variant cover by Jonathan Weishak. So 1 to 25 there. We have the 1 to 10, which continues to be a connecting cover by Kevin S. Darboe as well. So that continues on. I think that's going to be a connecting cover for 6 issues. Next up, we have Jorge Corona doing a variant cover. So issue 9, cover B. So obviously Jorge Corona's taking over as interior artist, but here doing the variants. Next up, we have a range of the Scotty Young variant covers. So I think I mentioned that last week, Scotty Young was doing a run of covers for the Marvel Universe. It's called Scotty Young's Big Marvels. So we've got for Spider-Boy number 8. We have Miles Morales Spider-Man number 21. X-Men Jubilee, which is a one-shot variant cover there. We have Incredible Hulk Scotty Young variant cover, and Fantastic Four as well. So we've got 1 or 2 from the previous week, I think, with 2 left with Venom and X-Men by the look of it. Next up, we have the 1 to 10 retailer incentive variant for Kanto, A Place Like Home. So number 1 came out last week. We weren't sent our 1 to 10 variants, but what we have here by David Mack, so absolutely gorgeous. You can always recognize David Mack's style. Next up, for DC Pride Uncovered, we have the Jen Bartel foil variant cover for that. Her work's always very, very highly in demand. Don't expect those to hang around for long. Next up, there's a series out this week called Batman Gotham by Gaslight, The Kryptonian Age. It's the first part of a new Elseworlds series. We've got a few different variant covers in for that. So first of all, we've got the Jock foil variant cover for that. And as well as the foil cover, Jock does the retailer incentive 1 to 25 variant cover for this as well. And then we've also got Francesco Mattina doing a cover, obviously heavily focused on Batman there. And then we have Kendrick Lim doing a cover as well, focusing on Catwoman. I have read that issue, it was great. Next up, there is one more to finish off with in terms of variants. As well as Gotham by Gaslight Kryptonian Age coming out this week, they're doing a facsimile edition, so an original, full reprint of the original Gotham by Gaslight. So for that, they're also doing the foil variant cover, which I have to say really pops with that great Mignola artwork. So away from variants and on to the main stuff. So we'll start off with the indie section. So first of all, we've got Exo Manowar Invictus. So number 2 of this, we had number 1s on the rack, sold very well. Nice to see a little bit of investment in the Valiant universe at the moment. We have The Witcher, Corvo Bianco. We're up to issue 2 of this. So this will be a 5-issue miniseries for Witcher. Next up is The Whisper Queen, which is a Black Sand tale. This is the follow-up tale that Chip Zdarsky and Chris Anka were doing to their original book, the original Black Sand tale. So issue 2 of that. As well as Exo Manowar, there's also The Valiant number 2. So this is one of their team-up books. And again, number 2, Ryan Cady on this and Al Barronuevo. Last week we got an awful lot in of Creature from the Black Lagoon number 2. So I wanted to make sure we had number 1s in as well. So they've done a second printing by one of my favourite artists, no less, Francesco Francavilla as well. So we've number 2s on the rack. If you're playing catch up, we've got this gorgeous number 1 in this week. You've obviously seen the variants, so we've got Transformers number 9. So Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona continuing on that. We have Thundercats number 5, David Nakayama cover for the main cover, focusing on Chitara there. There's also a little Chitara sneak preview for that miniseries. Next up, we have Saturday Morning Adventures, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Usagi Yojimbo as well. So, yeah, this is continuing on the trend of the Saturday Morning Adventure stuff being done through IDW. They've done Dungeons and Dragons, TMNT, and this is just a one-shot for that. Next up, from the Spawn universe, we have Spawn Monolith. So we're at issue 2 of this. Just going to be a 3-issue miniseries. Francesco Mattina cover there. Next up is one that we highlighted on the previous pod that looks pretty great, which is called Rifters. It's a time traveling book, which just sounded great. Sort of pitched it as Looper meets like Beverly Hills Cop or something like that. Sounded pretty good. Next up, we have Remote Space. So another new Image #1 from Cliff Rathburn, both writing and drawing the science fiction title. We have a follow-up to a serial killer book that came out a few years ago from Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard, which was called Plastic. This one is called Plastic, Death and Dolls, so follow-up series there. Another new #1 this week from Boom Studios. Greg Pak on writing duties, Diego Galindo, this is called Lawful. So again, brand new Boom Studios #1. A little bit of Godzilla love now. So first of all, there's a new mini-series kicking off called Godzilla Skate or Die. So #1 out this week. But as well as that, Godzilla-wise, we've also got another one of the one-shots, which is the Best of Space Godzilla. These are always collections of older stories, all collected into one oversized issue. We have Disney Villains, Cruella de Vil this week as well, or as far as issue 4. Sweeney Boo continuing to write on this. One of my favourite titles of recent times was Dick Tracy #1. So this week sees the release of Dick Tracy #2 being released through Mad Cave Studios, but we also got in new printings for Dick Tracy #1. So again, if you're playing catch up, we've got you covered with issue 2 and issue 1. And then we finish off the indie section with issue 2 of Crocodile Black, Philip Kennedy Johnson's new noir book. Move away from indie stuff and on to Marvel. So first of all, we have X-Men Era of Apocalypse. So this is a brand new #1 here. Steve Fox on writing duties for this one. Next up, we were supposed to have X-Men Jubilee Bloodhunt, but it was missing from the delivery this week. But again, should be in through the week, hopefully. We've got top-ups of the Ultimates #1, sold through our stock last week of that. Every variant, every cover A, so really good to have that back in stock. Fantastic issue 1 for that. This week also sees the release of Ultimate X-Men #4, so continuing on with Peach Momoko's mutant title as part of the Ultimate Universe. Also, if you're coming late to the Ultimate Universe and you haven't jumped into the best Ultimate Universe title, which is Ultimate Spider-Man, there's a brand new 6th printing variant cover. A little bit of Ben Riley action going on there as well. So yeah, up to 6th printing, an absolute juggernaut Ultimate Spider-Man, and it's great to see more and more people still coming to it. Next up, we have Strange Academy Bloodhunt, so issue 2 of 3 of this miniseries, at the mercy of the Darkhold. A little bit of Star Wars with Star Wars Darth Vader. We're up as far now as issue 47. Greg Pak continuing to do that. We've got a brand new #1 this week for Scarlet Witch. I believe this is going to be a 5-issue mini-series, but brand new #1 for you to jump into there with Wanda. Miles Morales Spider-Man, we're at issue 21. This is a tie-in to Bloodhunt. You'll always see these banners at the side for any titles that are tying into Marvel's event at the moment. Next up is Incredible Hulk, issue 13. So Phil Kennedy Johnson, Nick Klein continuing on with their horror-based Hulk title. This week sees the release of the last issue of God, so God's #8, Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti. This has been a great book. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I do wonder, I was chatting to someone about it yesterday, was this slightly cut short? I think it was initially announced as an ongoing, but the issue 1 was a $10 issue, which I think can be a tough sell, even though it was quality, but for people to take a chance on a title at that price, I think was maybe just asking a bit much. Next up, continuing on the celebration for Jan Size, we have Jan Size Daredevil. So Saladin Ahmed writing this one. Again, focusing on the 50th anniversary. We have both Daredevils here, Matt Murdock and Elektra, and then Wilson Fisk in the background. This week, we were shorted last week some copies of Get Fury, so good to have this back in stock, issue 2 this week. As I say, originally released last week, but got our extra issues this week. So Garth Ennis, Jason Burrows continuing on with their Nick Fury / Frank Castle title. Fantastic Four is next up, so issue 21. Again, going to be a tie-in to Bloodhunt, but it is the original creative team on that. We have Deadpool Wolverine World War III. We're at issue 2 of this. but it's just going to be a 3-issue miniseries, just obviously leading up to the movie. Quite a lot of excitement around that. But issue 2 this week. As well as Deadpool World War 3, there's another little bit of Deadpool love this week. We have the facsimile for Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, a classic Deadpool title from the past. Cullen Bunn, Dalibor Talahich on art, Lee Lockridge on colours. And then to continue the Deadpool love, we also have Deadpool issue 3 of the current run. So Cody Ziegler writing and Roge Antonio on art. Just a couple more to finish off for Marvel. We have Blood Hunt number 3. So again, the Red Band editions. You can obviously see Miles Morales has been turned there on the cover. So continuing on, Jed Mackay, Pepe Larraz on that. We also have Avengers number 15 this week. And again, another Blood Hunt tie-in, which you'll see at the side. Jed Mackay continuing to write that. CF Villa on art. And then we finish off Marvel with the Amazing Spider-Man Blood Hunt. So this is not the main Amazing Spider-Man title. This is the Blood Hunt 3-issue miniseries, just to keep things nice and complicated. We move on from there to DC, and again, quite a small week of releases from DC, but we'll go through what we've got. We got Sinister Sons number 5, so continuing on with the mini-series here with the Son of General Zod and the Son of Sinestro. We've got Red Hood The Hill this week, where as far as issue 5, Sean Martinborough continuing the exploration of Jason Todd. We have Green Lantern and Star Sapphire reunited at last. So we're as far now as issue 12, Jeremy Adams, Sir Manico continuing on their Hal Jordan title. But you've also got some House of Brainiac tie-in. The story is backup. We have the DC Pride Uncovered. So again, we've got these in the past, you know, Joker, Harley, Batman, whatever. They basically go through a lot of classic covers and they sort of weave a story through them as well. But again, gorgeous Jem Bartel cover. Next up, we are finishing off then with 3 more. We have the Batman Gotham by Gosling Kryptonian Age. That's your cover A. Andy Diggle and Leandro Fernandez on art for that. As I say, I read it last night. It's class. But also this week is the facsimile, the original by Brian Augustin and Mike Mignola. I love that it's Michael Mignola. But you'll see there's a real nice sort of continuity with how the titles look and how they're framed and so forth. So both of those this week. And then one last title, which is Batman and Robin, issue 10, Night of the Man-Bat. So Joshua Williamson continuing on his father-son tale. So yeah, that is everything that is in for us this week in terms of going on the racks. As ever, pull lists are done, organised, ready to go. If there's anything you see in there that you like the sound of, you can't get down to us in time, just drop us a message. We'll always hold things over. Never a problem. And outside of that, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it proved useful, letting you know what's out this week. Hopefully I'll see you guys in the store throughout the week. And until then, take it easy.